All right, what's up, everyone? We just landed. We're in South Korea, back in Seoul. Finally, it is. It was a long ass flight. I think I've been in the airport for like 20 hours in total between getting the plane in Canada and then also the flight itself. There was a layover in Toronto. I think last time I streamed on Instagram because Twitch was giving me trouble. But yeah, I was leaving Boston Airport from Maine. I think it's been like 30 hours or something. This is the first chance I've gotten where I've actually had internet and time to get back in on stream. So it's weird with the time changes. I think it's like 5 p.m. here right now on the 24th. I don't really know what day it is, but you can hear some Korean. See that?
최근 코로나 바이러스 감염증 일부의 전 세계 대유행에 따라 해외에서 입국하시는 승객께서는 입국 시 모바일 자가격리 앱을 설치하고
Just at the baggage claim.
특별 검역 신고서를 작성해 검역관에게 제출해 주시기 바랍니다. 제출을 기피하거나 거짓으로 작성하는 경우
So, oh my gosh, 13 hours. It was crazy. The flight to Canada went so quickly. It was only like 2 hours or so. Got to leave the airport for a bit and spend some time because it was an 18-hour layover in Toronto. And then got 9 a.m. back to the airport today, Canada time. I think it's like 4 a.m. the next day right now or something. The flight was incredibly long and I didn't get much rest, but it's good to be here. And finally, I'm going to be here for the next 19 days. I have my laptop, so we'll be back on a lot of laptop streams. I might be able to do some chatting streams if I can find some cafes to talk in that I'm not bothering people too much in here in Seoul. So I haven't been back here since 2017, I think. That's like the earliest, so pre-pandemic. I have no clue what to expect, but I'm hella excited. Gonna be getting some dental work done. That's the reason for the trip. Sorry about the mask right now, but they're even more strict about the mask here than they are in the US, so I'm not about to take it off. They're at $10 million or won fine if you take it off. They just said on the announcements right there. Funny thing is, I was in the bathroom and there's only 3 sinks. I was brushing my teeth and washing my face, and there's like 4 or 5 people from the Middle East somewhere also brushing their teeth and washing their face, and there's like a lineup of Korean people being polite trying to get a sink. It's funny, so I actually let them come in between the brushing. There's like, this guy's pushing a ton of carts. So I figured now is a good time to stream because I'm not going to be able to leave the airport for another 30 minutes or so. And then it's going to be a wild night because I have no clue what's going to happen tonight and what to expect. A nice sound. A lot of baggage carts here. So the flight was like half empty, half full, depending on your perspective, right? And somehow we had a full row just on our row. The other rows had like no one sitting in them. So it was very awkward being cramped in when everyone else was like spread out lying down. Some people had like 3 seats to themselves lying down. And it's just crazy that the person next to us didn't want to sit in any other seat. But you can't make them. It was their proper seat number. We just got unlucky, I guess, with the roll of the dice. They were the last one to board the plane. It's funny, I jinxed it. I sat in the open seat and I was like, hey, what's up? 13 Chiron 13. How you doing? All right, what's your question? I'd love to answer your question, as long as it's appropriate, I guess. What else? So yeah, 13 hours. I didn't sleep a wink. I was playing like the crappy touchscreen games that they have on the monitor. Is there any chicken nuggets in the airport? Probably. They don't do chicken nuggets that much, I don't think, in Korea, but they have a lot of fried chicken restaurants, so there's probably something like that here. I don't know. I don't think McDonald's is as common from my memory over here to get like the Happy Meal McNuggets or anything like that. But I know they have it, but I don't know if they have it in the airport. What? Why do you want me to get chicken nuggets in the Korean airport? I'm joking. I am starving though, so I'm excited to get some food. I'm prepared to get sick because every time I come here I get like very sick for the first week from food and water. Like your gut flora complex has to adapt or something, so hopefully that doesn't happen this time. We'll see. We're about to find out. Luckily I don't have to quarantine, so assuming that the test goes well tomorrow. Unless, that's funny. I watched this documentary on the flight though about Anthony Bourdain, and he was seemed like a pretty cool person. It was a great documentary. Road Runner, I think was the name of it. Just watch it, it's really good. Oh, I came to Korea because I like it here, but also because I need to get some dental work done, and I just prefer the dentists over here because I have a lot of cavities right now that I need to get drilled out. I don't recommend traveling right now. I don't know where you live, but changing countries, like going in between countries right now has been a nightmare. There's so many paperworks you have to do. You have to pay extra fees. There's delays. The flights take longer. There's delays on the paperwork. They'll change the dates on the flights. It's like a roulette system, but it's still possible to travel. I just wouldn't recommend it for fun. I live in San Francisco normally, but I haven't been home for like 2 weeks now, and I'm gonna be here for the next 3 weeks just about, so it's yeah, questionable. Oh hey, there's the New York person from earlier. I wish I could scope in. No, San Francisco is in the United States. I flew out from Toronto today, actually, which is almost directly halfway across the world. It was a long flight. I've been in the airport for almost 24 hours straight, counting the flight. So it's yeah, it's crazy. I don't know if you've ever been on a long flight. Anything more than like 3-4 hours is tough, but this type of flight's crazy. I've got a little bit of a second wind going right now, so I thought it'd be a good time to stream, since you get like this excitement when you're fresh off the plane after that long. It feels like you're thrown in prison a little bit, and then you step out and it's like your first walk of life again. It's crazy. 2 hours? 2 hours used to feel like a long time to me, but that's yeah, you probably spend more time getting to the airport and waiting for the plane than the actual flight, if it's only 2 hours. But I'm sure you'll be flying all over the place in the future, so you can enjoy some of these all-day flights. The airport here in Korea is like an hour away from the city too, so it's yeah, it's not over quite yet. Incheon, look at this. That guy riding the bag collection. You can see the ads. They have a lot of English in the airport. Anyway, Anthony Bourdain, cool. Let's see, some of the games. You've been trying to find streamers with 0 viewers. Hey, you came to the right spot. I was just about to say. Yeah, I'm almost at 100 followers. I'm keeping it going. We're going for the stream for 1 year straight without missing a day. That's why I'm doing this right now. We haven't missed a stream, and it's probably been like, it's been over 100 days or so. It's hard doing just chatting and music content though. I really, like, if you want to gain followers on Twitch, you need to do gaming. It's just better. And then you can like pivot over into this type of stuff after you get a following from gaming. Really, that's what I'd recommend if you're looking on streaming. But for me, this is more of a personal goal. I like doing it and it's fun, so. And also every one of these Twitch streams I upload onto, hey, thank you. I appreciate it a lot. You'll see me here every day. Stop by, just say hello. You don't have to watch the whole stream if you don't want or anything, but I appreciate the interaction, because it's a lot more fun to talk to someone else, a real person, you know what I mean? Than just talking to yourself on the phone. What was I gonna say? I don't remember. Oh yeah, 100 days. We're at 90, after you, 92 followers, so we only need 8 more. Oh yeah, I post every video on YouTube. Oh wait, maybe you are a bot. Bots are getting pretty advanced from all those hackers out there. Sometimes I get raided by hacker bots. It's really crazy. It'll be like raid follows and it'll just keep popping up on the screen. Since I'm on the phone right now, there's no notification or anything for the follow. But when I'm on the laptop, which I'll be doing like music production stuff later this week, sometimes you'll get raided and it'll just be like the same name following you with a different number 100 times straight. And Twitch deletes the accounts right away. But yeah, I upload every video on YouTube too. YouTube's almost at 300 followers last I checked. So it's a little more popular than the Twitch. I really should be doing YouTube live, Instagram and TikTok live, to be honest, but I just like Twitch so much that I've been doing Twitch. I might switch over. I'll probably switch platforms in the future. Yeah, I am. What's up, Oxtredo? How you doing? I'm in the airport right now, but I'm just waiting on leaving. Here, I've got about 15 minutes or so left, but it was a hell of a flight over. So you can probably see the bags under the eyes. Oh! Hello! Super excited to leave the airport. Gonna be here for a few weeks. So, hell yeah. I'll be sharing some of the adventures and everything that I can on the channel here too. We'll see. Oh. 15 minutes? Or is he close? Okay. Well, looks like the person who's picking us up might be here soon. I don't have a strict itinerary. I'm here mainly for dental work, but I'm gonna be here for 19 days, so I just wanted to book something a little longer than just a week because of the cost of flying over here and stuff. If you have any ideas, I was thinking of going to a pet cafe. That'd be really cool. Like maybe the ones with the meerkats or parrots or something. They have a lot of cat and dog cafes and stuff. Mountains. I love the nature around here. There's so much to do. I'll probably go to Itaewon at night or Hongdae. I used to live here, actually, just for a year. But in 2 days, I'll be getting my dental checkup. So that's the first thing, and then we'll see from there what's gonna happen. Yeah, if you have any recommendations or things to check out, maybe a K-pop concert or something. I don't know. It'd be cool to see some underground shows. Thing is, I don't really know what's open right now because it's still COVID. I know in the US they started to open up all the shows and everything now, but I don't know if there's like any bars or stuff like that open here. We'll find out with it. I had to install this app. Looks like we're still rolling. I'm on the airport Wi-Fi. I didn't install an app that is tracking me because they have like such strict quarantine stuff going on. So I think I'm gonna be under strict surveillance by the government or something. Hopefully they don't get mad that I'm doing live streams. Man, I miss playing music on real instruments already though, the last 2 weeks. I had that fretless guitar for one day and I had to leave it home for like the next 5 weeks afterwards. And it's like, it's all I've been thinking about lately. You get scared when you land to a new country. It can be intimidating, yeah, for sure, especially if you don't speak the language. But honestly, Korea is great. It's not, I've never been cheated or ripped off here. There's like no crime. It's, if you don't know Korean, there's a lot of English everywhere, like this, over here, for example. When we arrived to the Philippines, we were always tracked using QR code. It got scanned whenever we entered a mall. Was that because of COVID or was that just period in the Philippines? I've been looking at going to the Philippines, so this is good information for me. When I was in France, I had to scan this barcode that said that I was vaccinated all over the place. But it wasn't like, I don't think it was for tracking purposes. Now that you bring it up though, I guess they probably were tracking every place I went into. Those guys are not Korean. Yeah, the Philippines would be really cool. The flight here, I live in San Francisco, but the flight was from Toronto over here, and half the plane was transferring to Manila, to the Philippines. So there were actually a lot of Filipinos on this flight. I flew Air Canada today. And honestly, Air Canada was great. It was a great flight on over. How's you doing on time? Good? Yeah. I really wanted to go to Tokyo for a week. But it's been in lockdown and I'd have to quarantine for 2 weeks again, so it's just not happening. It's like less than an hour flight from here too, which sucks. It's so close. Yeah, that makes sense. But it's still like, what are they gonna do? You know what I mean? I saw some post on TikTok or something that was like, so you made me get vaccinated and now you're making me take PCR tests and COVID tests anytime I try to leave the country or do anything. It's like, what's the point? It's kind of funny. It's true though, those tests can cost like $200 in the US. It's just for like the normal test to leave the country. Because you have to get them just to travel too. And they only are valid for 3 days. And then I have to get another test here in Korea, on the Korean side for landing, to make sure that I don't have it. So we're definitely not out of the woods yet, but so far things are going smoothly. Whenever we go to France, we have a layover in Singapore or EAE. You mean the UAE? The Arabic Emirates? United Arab. Oh, there it is. Yeah, UAE. When we arrived from the Philippines, we didn't have to be in hotel quarantine. We just got our house surrounded with caution tape, and no one was allowed in or out. And there was a tent set outside to guard the gate. No way. Singapore is doing that. They actually have like a trained guard paid to make sure that you don't leave the hotel. That's hardcore. I've heard it's tough to travel to China right now too. I've never done it, but Korea, I don't expect that to happen. We'll see though. You never know. I haven't been here since COVID, so maybe they will. Maybe I'll be getting messages on my phone all the time, like saying, "We know you're not inside. Go back in, or else we're gonna arrest you." We'll find out. Oh yeah, you're from Australia. So you went from Australia, and then you went from Australia, and you were in the Philippines, and then you went from the Philippines over to Singapore. Is that what you're saying? Or you're saying you just flew from Australia? You don't see that in Australia, I bet. The government is paranoid, especially because we only had 3 cases in our city. Really? That's surprising. Paranoid about. So this was when you arrived. Oh, so you're saying when you arrived to Australia from the Philippines, you had yellow tape and paranoia. I've heard Australia is pretty crazy right now with all the quarantine stuff. Just from certain streamers and stuff that I've seen who are live from Australia. I'm already happy. Already. Yeah, I've heard that it's hard in Australia. I don't know why. Because when you think about Australia, you think of people who are just like, at least from an American's perspective, you think of kind of like risk takers and people that are kind of wild. They live life on the edge and they like to party, and you don't think about like paranoid Australia. But maybe there's a lot of old people or something that are getting sick. Is that what's going on over there? Or a lot of old people that could get sick. We either had to get hotel quarantine for 14 days or get your dad to befriend the COVID team and make a deal. Oh, a deal. I know what you mean. Man, I guess I won't be going to Australia anytime soon. That's unfortunate. It's high on my list of places I'd like to go. So where's the oh, we're basically trying to imitate New Zealand. I've had a few coworkers in the past who are from New Zealand, and I always ask if they're from Australia when I meet them first, because it's like when haven't heard either accent in a while. They sound kind of similar to Americans. And New Zealanders are like really sensitive about being called Australian. So they get really mad. They're like, no, we're from New Zealand. Victoria has opened their doors, but again, hotel quarantine. Yeah, man, that hotel quarantine is killer. Maybe that's why you guys have only had 3 cases though. So, who knows? I don't know how long this is gonna last. I think the world is just this way now. So, we'll see. You have the best prime minister. Jacinda is amazing. ScoMo is fine, I guess. Really? Interesting. Better than Biden, huh? I don't want to get into politics too much, but there's a lot of alarms. Oh, they're probably like, why is this guy talking in English on a phone for so long out loud in front of the baggage claim when he already has his bags? So what time is it in Australia, if you don't mind me asking? It's like 6:30, almost 7, or I should say 1830, 1900. Over here in Seoul right now. It would be about 4 a.m. in Toronto and 1 a.m. in San Francisco. Man, I'm so hungry that when I'm reading Prime Minister and I'm just hearing like prime rib in my head. 5:56. Okay, so Australia is only an hour difference from here. That's cool. Definitely, if you ever get the chance to come over to Japan or Korea when either of them are not quarantining, you should just do both in one trip. Honestly, it'd be so easy for you to adjust with that time. Cinda's so good, she made a gun ban law and only one person from Parliament disagrees. Oh my gosh. I don't know how I feel about that. Gun laws are... I grew up in Arizona. That's actually where I was raised, so people used to walk around with all types of weapons. But the funny thing is I never saw crime with it, so there's way more crime in California than there was in Arizona when I was there. And they're like super strict on gun laws in San Francisco. So who knows? The thing is, if someone's gonna get a gun, they're gonna get one. Of course, Australia, I remember it's like really hard to smuggle weapons into Australia, right? Like they're super strict on that stuff, I've heard. Because you guys are kind of surrounded by the ocean. It's nice if you don't have the weapons in the country. So if you guys can keep them out, then that's cool. But the US is like, there's no way they're keeping guns out. They're just gonna have to make laws and hope people don't have one or something. Anyway, we better get going here. Gotta walk over to the car pickup zone because a church was raided, so she banned it. Government paid for it except the hunting ones. Those were fine and not banned. Jacinda set up the church raid. I'm calling it. The best gun was you can get here, the ones that shoot foam or water. Oh man, you can't even get the airsoft guns, huh? Or BB guns? That's crazy. Hey, thanks for chatting and thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. A lot of fun talking to you. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna think of an exact streaming schedule tonight and just see what time's optimal. Most likely I'll be streaming around night times, 8 p.m. this time, which is like 7 a.m. I think in the States. So, and of course, 7 p.m. for you, Oxtredo. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. If you like what you saw, make sure to like, follow, check out the YouTube channel. New music soon, and we'll have much more Korea content on the way. Anyway, thanks for watching. As always, stay sexy. Peace.